talked about David and Bathsheba. We talked about God changing our hearts, and the change that comes as a result of knowing God. But in that book of 2 Samuel, as we talk about the story of David and ultimately how he interacted with Bathsheba and killed Uriah. I'm sorry. I think many people would ask, both believers and unbelievers, it appears just from a layperson's perspective that the child was punished for the sins of the father. And if you can, I'd like for you to talk about that, because there seems to be other instances in both the Old Testament and the New Testament where that doesn't seem in line with God's character. Because he says in the Old Testament, and forgive me, I don't know the exact passage, but that, children will not be punished for the sins of their fathers. And in this particular instance, it just seems that the baby was innocent in all of this, whereas one could say David and Bathsheba were not. They were aware of what they were doing. They had full consciousness. But the question is, why is it that the baby was punished as opposed to David and Bathsheba?
Understanding the context of the scripture, I'm gonna first off purposely say the baby was not punished, and I'm gonna say that for this reason. As a result of what David did, okay, and what Bathsheba did, I believe God was saying that our sins, certain sins, or really all sin, when you sin, there is a result. There's a result of our sin. The baby really his life really did not take off per se. It didn't have an opportunity to flourish and all of this. It was at a point that for the baby to be born, it would have created additional shame on David, okay, which it would have created additional shame on God, because if David is saying, I want to follow God to the T, okay, then him having an illegitimate child with someone he should not have been with, right, is going to cause that stain to say now, okay, we can just go sleep with anybody. We can have kids. We don't have to necessarily take care of them, because at this point, before Uriah gets killed, right, and Bathsheba is pregnant before she gets killed, that's going to shed a bad light on Bathsheba. So there's a lot of negativity as far as what they were doing. Their sins were not for just washed away to say, because I'm the king, I can hide her, Uriah would be okay. What would have happened if, and this is just hypothetical, little advocacy, if Uriah had not been killed? Then he finds out that his wife is pregnant by the king, okay? And then Bathsheba could say, well, it was a king, I couldn't resist, okay? So we can look at it from several different perspectives. But I believe instead of the child being a blessing to David and Bathsheba, God removed that fake or facade blessing from them for the sake of David and what he was going to be. That's what I believe.
Got it.